I'm John Vezina, WSDOT Assistant Secretary for Washington State Ferries. I'm filling in this week for my boss, Steve Nevy, WSDOT's Deputy Secretary for WSF. I'd like to spend just a couple of minutes talking about gratitude. First of all, to Governor Ferguson and legislative leaders, especially Transportation Committee leadership, for giving us the resources and the direction we need to build back. It's so great to be at 18-boat service. We still need that 19th boat to go from the San Juan Islands to Sydney, but by every measure, we're doing better than we have in the past. I know that service isn't perfect. We have canceled sailings due to crewing or vessel issues as our boats get older and take more maintenance and preservation work, and also our boats are always on time, but we're working hard to improve both those statistics. I also think, as I hear from customers, it's easy for people to default to my colleagues and I being state bureaucrats, not caring about the service, when in fact we're your fellow Washingtonians who are doing the best we can with the resources we have available. Every day we get up wanting to provide you with safe, reliable service. The safe, we've definitely gotten down, and now we're working to make our service even more reliable. Just, maybe a peek behind the curtain a bit. Some of you get alerts on saying that sailings may be canceled due to crewing. That's an attempt for us to communicate with you directly so you can plan. But what it shows is that a system, then when we have relief requests and people get sick or their children get sick or they have car trouble, we don't always have the crewing we need to sail at our Coast Guard required minimums. And when that happens, our amazing dispatch team jumps in and starts making sometimes hundreds of calls to fill those relief requests so we can sail. At the same time, our terrific watch center supervisors are working to make sure that the entire system is working, talking to boats, talking to terminals, talking to the management team, trying to figure out how to make sure that we provide as much service as possible with the boats and the crewing we have available. For you all, you most often see our terminal and vessel colleagues. And I want to start first with the engine room, who you don't usually see. When you walk on or drive on, there's a whole world going on beneath the car deck that you don't see. Amazing men and women who are dedicated to keeping these boats in service, operating safely with complex engines that most of us would have no idea how to service. At the same time, their headquarters colleagues, the vessel maintenance and engineering team, along with our Eagle Harbor maintenance facility crew on Bainbridge Island, are working hard to make sure that those teams have the resources they need to keep the boats going. That team worked for months to make sure that during the World Cup we had 20 boats available of the 21 in our fleet to jump in and to cover service if one of the 18 had to go out. Especially on match days, that was so important, and it was our focus to provide our customers that flexibility. So while they're working on that, our operations team, terminals and deck, they are working so hard every day. And I saw over this last weekend, there were a lot of relief requests coming in, and dispatch jumped in to try to fill them. When they couldn't fill them right away, the watch center supervisors were doing their thing with the boats and the terminals to see where we could plug holes and move people around to keep as much service as possible. Far from any narrative that we don't care, I saw people wholly committed to doing their best. On Saturday night, I was coming off an event on Whidbey Island, and I was talking to the lone person loading vessels there, and young man who's only worked for us for a few months, and he related that he usually worked at Anacortes, but there'd been a call to help cover service on Clinton, so he'd driven down the island to provide that service. And he was so positive and excited for his role and happy to be working with his colleagues and supporting him in that way. So this is a long way of saying we have work to do to become completely reliable. But every single day, I see colleagues who care about their work, who more importantly care about our customers, and are working hard to do everything they can to support you. I hope that even as you get frustrated, if you're waiting in line, if a sailing's canceled, you'll know that there's a bunch of us behind the scenes working to support that service and getting it back to where you need it to be. I am just so proud of the people I work with in all levels of state government, but especially here at WSF for the commitment I see for them getting you where you need to go safely and on time. Thank you.